everybody pretty much this year with brackets kind of symbol of the season. Not too many people did well. Going into the playoffs, it was one of the lowest scoring seasons ever, and as far as playoff picks go, and it pretty much stayed the same. But despite all that, Guy Chiappardi is having one of the best playoff runs I've ever seen, almost as good as Eric's a couple years ago. If we look at the bracket leaders, Guy's pretty much running away with it right now. He has 840 bracket points. He's only pretty much he's only missed one game. He has to get the Final Four perfect, and he's got both the Super Bowl picks available. And of course, he had the Steelers winning it all. Markia Hayes had 3 out of 4. She's in second place. She had 3 out of 4 to the Final Four, and she's got the Packers and the Steelers in the Super Bowl, and she has the Packers winning it. Pretty much David Thomas is up there. He has Pittsburgh winning it, and Eric Clark and Brian Manda both up, and Stuart Saylor are both up there. But I think they all had New England winning it all, so they're eliminated. But over and all, Guy, like we mentioned earlier, Guy's in the driver's seat. He pretty much Marquis has to hit the Packers game on the head pretty much for her to. The Packers have to win for her to win. So it's not looking too good. It looks like Guy may be the first person to be a 3-time champion in the Pickens League. Wow. If we look at those are some of the better brackets. Let's talk about some of the worst brackets. Matthew Gaston probably has the worst bracket. I forgot who he picked. He picked New England to win it all, but he didn't have any Final Four. I think he had. I think his Final Four was Baltimore, New England, and then New Orleans and Philly. I think he had for Final Four. But he's a guy that came in and filled in for a person that left late in the season. So he's kind of testing the waters for next year. So we'll see how he does next year. See those who did pretty bad. Sean Saylor, another rookie, didn't too well to his bracket either. How's your bracket looking, Sean?
I had 1.
You had 1 out of 4 in the Final Four?
Yeah. Chicago.
I had 2.
Yeah, I had 2 too.
Oh well, like the Indians always say, maybe next year.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some other things around the league. Talk about another one of Sean's favorite teams, the Bengals. Of course, Ocho Cinco's not going back to Chad Johnson. I don't know why they changed, but any idea why he may have changed that? You used to watch the show a lot, maybe you know.
Well, they were just mentioning his stats were better while his name was Chad Johnson, but more of that is because he was younger. Carson Palmer was healthy at the time. But I guess, I think pretty much everybody knew this would be a temporary thing anyway, so he came back down to reality. I think this was a season that, grounded him a little bit. And
will he be back with the Bengals next year? Because rumor has it they're going to get rid of him, but
he'll be back. He ain't going nowhere. I think he'll be back. He's talking crap right now because I think Marvin Lewis made a comment saying that if New England's smart, they won't try to pick up Chad Johnson. And
he's not a free agent though. He still got a year left on his deal, right? Ain't he?
Well, he still has a deal. He still has a year left on his deal. But they were talking about he might be interested in going there. I don't know if he might have an opt-out clause in his contract or something, or maybe the Bengals were thinking about dropping him. But Marvin Lewis made the comment. He was kind of upset about that. So.
All right. The other thing is, Carson Palmer came out and gave the Bengals ultimatum. He's demanding a trade, or he's gonna retire. Instead of retire.
I think he's full of it.
You don't think he really wants to get out, or he
wants to get out. I think he wants to get out, but I don't think he's gonna retire.
Okay. Well, I know a lot of teams who can use him, especially all them teams out in the NFC West.
Yeah, exactly.
They can all use him. Pete Carroll love to have him back.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Niners can use him.
Some Jim Harbaugh, some Jim Harbaugh would be interested. Yeah.
But looking at the Bengals' history, they had this situation kind of similar with Troy Dillon years back. The Bengals president and CEO Mike Brown, he don't never trade people. He always he never gives him the demand. So I don't think he's gonna go anywhere either.
Nah, he's stuck.
All right, that other question. We were talking about the Cutler situation and how fast so many people came out on Twitter and all so many other places, open media, to pretty much criticize him. Is Twitter a good thing or a bad thing for the for sports in general? Do you think some of these players are saying some stuff, that may come back and shoot them in the where?
Yeah.
Because of it, or you think this is a good thing?
Bad. I mean, it just depends on how you use it. I mean, Joe Hayden calling everybody niggas on his on his tweets and stuff.
Yeah.
In this, F that, F this, and stuff. He's mad. I guess he's probably mad about the comment referring to Urban Myers, being that's his former coach. I mean, it could be a good thing too. Keep people updated about different events. I primarily with like sports writers and or just people that follow the news for the a given team, but it just depends on how you use it. It can be a good thing.
The thing is, like, cats just need to be more aware of what they're saying, regardless if it's Twitter or they're giving a news quote or whatever. It's like they gotta realize this is like a real time, post or communication, and it's like stuff goes viral now. It's like YouTube should be, a good example for them to see. It's like as soon as something's posted, it's like you're gonna find out within, before the day is out. So cats just need to be aware of like, what they're saying at all times. Even if it's not like an official press release. But, I mean, it's all right to me.
NFL got it. They got to make They need to do something. They got to limit. They got to make some kind of ground rules regarding Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, you think if I'm 21 and I'm making and I got a $20 million bonus, I don't give a damn what people think. I mean, you got to think. I mean, they're all young. I mean, they gonna say stuff that they're gonna regret. So they need to.
Yeah, a lot of college coaches keep their have limits on their kids from using it during the season at least. So that could be something that happens in the future. You see sometimes in the NBA some guys get fined for stuff they see on Twitter.
Yeah.
So
they need to fine people in the NFL. I mean, that's the only way to get them to stop.
All right. The other news. There was we talked about this. There was a Chicago area car salesman. Apparently he was a Packers fan. He came to work the next day wearing a Green Bay Packers tie to work, and apparently he was fired for wearing that tie. In the Chicago area. He's only he has thoughts about that. You think it was too far that he was fired, or was it justified? They said that the car dealership had affiliation with the Bears as well, so that could have possibly led to maybe one of the reasons why he was fired.
I agree. He should have been fired. If I had a worker, if I had an employee that was wearing a Steelers tie, I want him to be fired too.
No, like you're saying, that if the company was supported by the Bears, then that's a conflict of interest. That's what I was trying to remember. We were talking before. So it's the same thing. Like if you working at IBM and you come in there with like a Dell T-shirt, it's like you deserve to get fired.
Especially if you asked to remove the
Yeah,
shirt.
they asked him to remove his tie.
Yeah.
They like warned him. He refused to do it. So it wasn't like it was totally out the blue. He gave an excuse to the tie. I don't know if it was true or not. He said the tie was given to him by his grandmother, so he was trying to wear it to support his grandmother. I mean, the other thing is most of their customers going to be Chicago Bears fans. Bottom line is you're a salesman. You're trying to get customers. Mm-hmm. And that could turn your customers off. So I think it was justified that at least they asked him.
Yeah.
I probably would have fired him, but then gave him a couple of days to think about it, and 2-3 days later, like they did, maybe asked him to come back. Say sit out a week. You might have fired him to set an example more than anything.
Or maybe just suspend him. Maybe not fire him.
Yeah. Well, I would have, it would have been suspension in my eyes, but it would have been fired to him. I would have made him sweat for 3 or 4 days.
I don't know. I lightly think that's kind of premeditated. It's like, come on now, you know what the hell you doing?
Oh, wearing that tie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So I think it's lightweight justified. I mean, if you're the owner of that place, it's your call. You do what you want to do.
Yep.
So I mean, it's kind of justified. Other news: Peyton Manning was offered a new contract by the Colts. They haven't really come out with the exact numbers yet, but they say it's a little bit better than the deal that Tom Brady recently got. Peyton Manning at age 35, they said it was a 4-year deal. I think it was worth up to over $60 million or something like that. Is this contract justified? I mean, a lot of people think he may be the greatest quarterback ever, or at least greatest in his era. But at that age, you think that's a justified contract?
Yeah, without him, they're worse than the Browns.
True, because it's like, who's backing them up? And then, I honestly, I think after that Caldwell foul up, he probably threatened him, like, if I gotta work with this fool, you know what I'm saying? Y'all better pay me.
Pay me more. He looks like he had that Romeo Cornell look on his face. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's justified too. I mean,
because he ain't the greatest quarterback, but he the most prolific quarterback.
Yeah.
Ever.
I mean, but at the same time, if I'm Peyton Manning, I'm telling them, take a cut so I can give me some help around me too. I mean, you don't want to
maybe get a medical staff.
Use all them guys. You want to take a pay cut so you can get some other players in there too. So,
or maybe I just be like, just defer the money, give it back to me later, so we can get some people.
Yeah. Of course, this is the other discussion: the Pro Bowl being played the week before the Super Bowl. I think we had a discussion last year, but I just want to get you guys' thoughts.
Great idea.
Yeah,
that's always been my idea.
I think it's a good idea too. I like it better now the fact that they kept it in Hawaii though, instead of like last year they had it in Miami.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think it's a good idea too, because I think most of the people
don't nobody care after the season over.
And then it gives you at least a week. You don't have that 2 weeks off before the game, and then most of the guys that make the Pro Bowl that play the Super Bowl don't play in it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So you really not missing out on anything. So I don't really think it's that. I think it's a good idea to do that that way. I think it keeps more interest in the game, having it the week before the Super Bowl too. So I think it's a good idea. I think it's something to stick with. But we'll take a quick break, and we could come back. We're gonna do our Super Bowl preview. What we're gonna do is we're gonna give a breakdown each key position, who everybody what we think this team has the advantage at, say at quarterback or at running back, and then we'll kind of compile our votes since we got an uneven number. It should come out pretty good. And
Packers.
See how they match up.
Packers win.
Should come out on top.
Quit being a hater.